Welcome, welcome, welcome to tonight's Mama's Meeting. I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, my dear friend, and as of approximately 48 hours ago, my personal nemesis. You will find out why. Laura, welcome, joining us from the
Thank you
US.
for having
Say
me.
hello to the lovely people.
Thank you for having me, Mama. And hello and welcome, everybody.
Hey,
Looking forward to,
Karma.
I in particular am looking forward to this cafe.
Yes, you are, aren't you?
We'll all find out why in a minute.
For reasons we will get to. I want to say up front, before we go anywhere near the actual topic tonight, though, that I am a person of integrity. I believe in accountability. It's a shame others don't necessarily. I believe that when you get something wrong, you say so out loud on every platform you own, and I am going to do exactly that. So, when I got something wrong this week, I know it's hard to believe, but it happened. Um,
It happened.
I had to address the situation. And so this episode has a slight confessional built into it. And Laura is not, I repeat, not allowed to enjoy it as much as she clearly intends to. Look at that cheeky smile.
I make no promises, Mama.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No promises.
So let's fill you in on the rant that aged badly. And it's like I only did the rant less than a week ago, so it's aged badly quickly. So let's
Hey,
go back a
Amy.
few days. King Charles III and Queen Camilla announced they're making a state visit to the United States. 4 days, Washington, New York, Virginia, tea with the Trumps, a state dinner, and a speech to Congress. Now, you all know me, you know the show, and you know that my reaction to this news was, let's just say, not entirely measured. I was fairly free with my feelings. In fact, I went on every social media platform I own with my video, all of them, which is several, because apparently I enjoy suffering and I let rip. I said what I thought, I said it at some length, and I used vocabulary that I would not use on this show. I'm kidding. I obviously would use that vocabulary on this show. I said if Charles III went ahead with his visit and sat there being used as diplomatic window dressing for that pompous pillock in the White House, he could, and I am paraphrasing ever so slightly here, go and do one.
She's not paraphrasing slightly. She was extremely specific.
I may have told him to fuck the fuck off
She
or
dropped a few
questioned
F-bombs.
what
We
the
can leave it at
actual
that. We
fuck he
should
was
have had a
doing.
video. We should have pulled your video and ran it.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Let's not humiliate me any more than I already am. Yeah, I was very specific. I was very vocal. My reasoning was sound, though. Trump's been calling Starmer a loser. The UK refused to join the illegal war in Iran, and Trump
So,
has done everything he possibly can to punish us diplomatically for it ever since. There are even rumors from leaked memos that the Pentagon was considering reviewing their support for our claim to the Falkland Islands. Seriously, I reiterate, fuck the fuck off. It's got nothing to do with you. You are not Billy Big Bollocks on the world stage. You don't get a say in everything. Fuck's sake. Our special relationship between the UK and the US was hanging by a thread. And in the middle of all this, we were planning on sending the actual King of England over there to legitimize him. No, I was not having it. It
and
was
for the record, I was on
unacceptable.
your side about that too.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Thank you.
at the
Everybody.
time, at the
But
time.
there's been a lot of people, especially Brits, eating some of that.
And you have had a helping today, I can understand. Am I right?
Yes. Yes. I just wasn't happy with the situation, and I wanted it to be clear. I want to be ambivalent about the monarchy. Yes, fine, if you want to. I won't be sad if we don't, is basically my position on the royal family. I'm sure they're very nice people, not all of them, obviously, Andrew.
Yeah.
But I just don't care really, one way or the other. Um, so I was a little passionate, but it was heartfelt. And yes, it will now be on the internet forever. So there's that.
And for the record, I watched this unfold in real time. There were several posts. They escalated as they were posted.
They
Um,
did.
they did
They did escalate. In
escalate.
my defense, I stand by the energy. I may or may not be reconsidering some of the conclusions. So that's what tonight's about, because we can't have a visit as what's the word I'm looking for? Prestigious as this and not discuss it at the Mamas meeting. So what actually happened, Laura?
And especially since you are a Brit, we absolutely could not discuss this. Okay. So King Charles, Queen Camilla arrived in Washington on the 27th of April. They flew in on the Royal Air Force Voyager Vespina, which is a very grand name for what essentially is the royal equivalent of a work trip minibus, apparently. They went straight to the White House. Now, the first thing that happened, of course, was afternoon tea.
Very
You just
civilized.
cannot not do afternoon tea. In the green room at the White House with Trump and Melania, Charles and Camilla sitting on nice chairs, tea set on the table in front of them, very civilized, very normal. And then Trump takes them on a tour of the South Lawn to show off the White House beehive. I
The
shit you not.
beehive.
I shit you not. The beehive. It's shaped like a mini White House.
No.
Seriously. Because of course it is,
Of
right?
course it is. Right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
quite.
yeah. But if you're gonna have bees, you might as well have them in a White House on the White House lawn. Apparently, Charles is very into beekeeping.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Buckingham Palace has four of its own hives, so
Does
Melania
it?
had this constructed,
Oh, well done, Melania.
right? I mean, at least she had one thought in her head for somebody else. The four of them strolled around the South Lawn looking at a tiny White House full of bees. And I promise you, I am not making any of this up, Mama.
You've
They
not
did.
been on the funny cigarettes again.
Not even a little bit. And while all of this was happening, while the President of the United States was showing the King of England his novelty beehive, Trump was simultaneously being roasted in the press about the Comey indictment,
Oh, God.
asswipe, which Lawrence O'Donnell, who is my hero, I love that man. I would marry him
Mm,
today if he asked me.
mm, mm. Get
Later,
in the queue, mate.
huh?
Get in the queue.
Yeah, right, and probably many back in the queue. He later described it as the goofiest indictment America has ever produced. Those were his words.
Wow.
So it was quite a day before Charles had even ever said a word.
Wow. I mean, goofy, that's doing a lot of heavy lifting there for Lawrence. That's not the words I used to describe it. I think we can all figure out what words I used to describe it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Mm,
Seashells. I
yeah,
just,
yeah.
anywho. So that's day one. And then there's the Congress speech. Tell us all about the Congress speech, Laura,
This
because you
is where
loved
it
it.
gets really good for me. For me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, and then there's the Congress speech. The 28th of April, only the second time a British monarch has ever addressed a joint session of our Congress.
Really?
And the first, can you guess who it was? Was Queen Elizabeth, Charles'
Oh,
mother, in 1991.
Of
right?
course. I was just
Historic.
probably very, very drunk in 1991, so I don't remember.
I had 1 year under my belt in
Wow.
1991.
That's insane.
Um, and it was very historic, lots of pomp, lots of ceremony, circumstance. Um, so Charles walks in.
Mm-hmm.
J.D. Vance, Mike Johnson are in the dais behind him,
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
behind the podium, right? And the whole chamber's packed. I mean, up the balcony or whatever the hell they call that thing up top,
It
right?
was
Is packed.
crazy.
Packed. The whole place was packed, and almost of one mind. It was so bizarrely fascinating. So then Charles starts talking, and Mama, he did not do what you thought he was going to do.
No, he did not, did he? So I've been told
Yeah, no,
many times, repeatedly.
yeah, no, he didn't. Um, but before we get to the speech itself, we have to tell them what happened because this is the best part ever. Okay,
Oh,
so
God. Yes, fine. So I was watching the congressional address live. It was the middle of the night for me. Well, it wasn't the middle of the night. It was like late evening, classic midnight cafe scheduling. And I was, let's say, in and out of sleepy times. Not fully asleep, just intermittently present as one is.
resting your eyes,
Mm,
sort of thing.
exactly.
Hmm.
I wasn't asleep.
You were asleep.
I was asleep.
You told me you were asleep.
Yeah, okay, I was asleep. Or I was resting my eyes with full audio awareness.
Okay, I'll buy that. Maybe.
So later on, Laura pings me on Discord. Did you see JD's face when Charles mentioned Ukraine? And I had to say no. I'd been a bit in and out. I'd missed that bit, but I'll find the clip. Oh, yeah. Kind of wish I hadn't said that. Quick job though, I'm thinking. Just find it wasn't a long speech. I can just whiz through because I didn't know where he'd mentioned Ukraine either. So I had to start at the beginning and go all the way through. So I thought I'll whiz through the broadcast, find the moment, done. Bosh, what a good friend I am.
Hmm.
Now, so it's about 9 o'clock in the evening, or just approaching 9 o'clock in the evening. Liam, my youngest, he's 12. He's being collected by his dad at 9:15. And before his dad arrives, Liam needs toast. And this is not a request. When the beautiful autistic child has decided he needs toast, he needs toast. He cannot leave without having had said
Boy's got
toast.
to have his toast.
He's got to have his toast. The geopolitical implications of J.D. Vance's facial expressions are simply going to have to queue up and wait their turn.
Right.
So I've got about 15 minutes. No problem. Easy. Quick clip, then toast. I go to PBS, full congressional address. I'm scrubbing through, looking for the Ukraine moment, scrubbing through. And come on. I've got to make the kid toast. Looking for Vance's face, find the Ukraine moment. Nothing. The camera stayed on Charles.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
It did. So I tried C-SPAN, same thing. Camera on Charles, camera on Johnson, brief wide shot, nothing showing JD's face. I try the AP stream, that pans to the rest of the congressional members.
Right.
Nothing. I tried MS Now because you
Yes,
told
I did.
me that
You said,
that's what
"Where
you
did you
were
see that?"
watching.
I
Yeah,
said,
and
"I'm
so
streaming it. I streamed it on MS Now."
I'm like, fine. I've
You're
been
gonna go
through
to MS
3
Now.
different sources, but I will go to the horse's mouth, MS Now, and still
Hi, Chris.
4 live broadcasts. 4. I've watched more of this congressional address than most of the members of Congress by this time. I'm starting to wonder genuinely if Laura's been at the funny cigarettes because I can't find this clip anywhere. I've got from here down on JD Vance, I've got
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
whole of Congress, I've got Charles, but no, I'm like, has she
And
imagined
look,
this?
look. To be fair, Mama, when you said you were going to go look for it, what do you think I did? Immediately, I go to look for it too. I thought I'll pull it up. I'll probably find it faster than she will. I
Ooh!
did the same thing. I went through all those videos, and you were right. The camera never panned away. I was like, "Oh God, was I on those funny cigarettes, maybe?"
That's a little bit reassuring, but not entirely. So
Yeah,
I have to give
I
up
knew it was
because
there. I knew it was there
Liam's
somewhere.
dad is now at the front door, so I leave it. Just think, it. Get the toast. Give the toast to Liam. Liam concedes. Okay, I'll take the toast with me. I can cope with that because he has to get back to his dad so he can get to bed at a decent hour to get to school early in the morning. Oh my God.
Chris says Laura deleted it. LOL.
Yes, yes, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
just to mess with Mama. I
Yeah,
did.
she would do that. She absolutely would do that.
I
Look
would
at
do
that face. You think she's all sweet and innocent. No, 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 no. So once I
that.
did that, I came back to Discord, and then what happened, Laura?
And I told her, I said, Lawrence O'Donnell showed the clip on his MS Now show. He's got Lawrence O'Donnell, The Last Word, I think is the name of his show.
That's the one.
And, and so I was watching him, and all of a sudden, there's the clip. I'm like, shit. And I'm fumbling with my phone trying to get the video to record. And by the time I got my phone held up, the clip was done. I was like, you know what? He replays at midnight my time. I'm going to stay up so I can record that bitch and show her I was not on the funny cigarettes. And so.
So I'm thinking she's completely lost it at this point. Um, Lawrence O'Donnell, who let the record show Laura's guy, her specific viewing recommendation. And I said, because by this time, can I remind you, 4 live streams, including MS Now, and it wasn't on any of them. So I said to Laura, if you manage to find that clip, I'll run for president in 2028. And then I went to sleep.
That's what she said.
And then I woke up in the morning and there were notifications waiting for me on Discord. There was the clip and a message from Laura that said, and I quote, "So, who's running your election campaign?" Because that's what she sounds like in my head anyway.
It's exactly how I sounded when I typed it. I found it. It was like I said, midnight that I stayed up to record. And I literally recorded my TV screen of
She
Lawrence
did.
O'Donnell. I did. I held it up, recorded the whole thing, and that's what I sent her on Discord. And when it came on, oh my God, I woke every dog in the house up. They're all up. What's going on? What's going on? You know, because I was laughing my ass off.
She is an absolutely terrible person and I love her very, very much. Right. Anyway, that out the way. Let's talk about what's actually happening in this clip because it turns out Laura wasn't on the funny cigarettes. She wasn't having a senior moment. It really did happen.
It did. So you got to picture the scene here, right? And we're gonna play it for you. So
Yep. Yep. We
yeah.
are.
So just
Well,
hang on.
Laura is because I can't figure out
Yeah,
how to do it because
we're
I'm
gonna
still
play it in
tech
just a minute.
challenged.
But so uh, when I'm watching this, when I'm watching it live, the camera panned out way far back, and you could see you got Charles speaking, and so the camera's facing Charles. Behind him, most of the time, you see the knees of Mike Johnson and JD Vance, and you can tell if they stand or sit, but that's about all.
Yeah, that's what I kept getting.
That's what you kept getting. And so, and by the way, JD has gone on the record to say he didn't care. He didn't give a shit about what happens to Ukraine.
We've got that. Let me just find it for
We've
you.
got receipts for that.
Allow to share window. Bear with people because I can't figure out how to do this. Share a window. How do I share a window?
It'll
No,
ask which.
I don't want to share this window. I want to share.
If you say, it should ask you which window you want to share.
How do I go back to my desktop? Hang on. Let me just cancel that. Let me just minimize this because at the moment I can't even see it. There we go. There it is. Okay, so share screen, share window, and this. Share this window.
There's JD.
I don't know how to make that bigger.
GOP Senate candidate, this is when he's candidate, J.D. Vance said he doesn't really care what happens to Ukraine. He says, quote, I got to be honest with you. I don't really care what happens to Ukraine one way or the other. He said on Steve Bannon's war show, for God's sake,
Asshole.
asswipe. I hate you.
Anywho, so yes, that it did happen. So that set the scene beautifully. So Vance is not a big fan of the whole Ukraine thing.
Right. And
yes, we can post a note with that image, Chris. We absolutely will.
Yes. So right there, right, and as they pan out, Charles says these words, quote, today, Mr. Speaker, I wish I could do a British accent. Maybe you should do it. Maybe you should read it.
Post the photo for Chris. Sorry, I'm just making notes on my script.
Today, Mr. Speaker, the same unyielding resolve is needed for the defense of Ukraine in her most courageous people, in order to secure a truly just and lasting peace. How's that?
Okay, well, now Dick Van Dyke's finished. Play the clip.
All right, here we go. Let's see, where is it? Let me get it back up here. There it is. Okay. Let me rewind. Okay. I'm sorry we're so bad at this. We are, aren't we?
We're technically challenged, especially me.
Yeah, me too. I just lost my Substack screen. Hold on. There she is. Y'all don't want to see diagnosis codes. Let's see. Window. Oh, duh. Okay, got it?
Yes, indeedy.
See, make sure you can hear it.
Afghanistan.
Yep.
The moments that have defined our shared security. Today, Mr. Speaker,
You got to watch. Keep your eye on JD.
unyielding resolve is needed for the defense of Ukraine and her most courageous people.
Look at him.
Yep, there goes Mike.
Oh, he looks like he shit his britches, doesn't he?
Oh my God.
I swear, you guys.
He did not look happy. I'm so
did
glad
not
you
look-
found it, though.
But too, did you see Mike Johnson? He sat there for a hot second, and then he starts nodding his head like dude's right, and starts clapping and kind of glanced to his right at his idiot vice president, who is sitting there looking like he just shit his britches, right?
Yeah.
Or he's going to vomit or both.
Oh, Karma missed it. Karma, we will post the video for you.
Oh, you
as
froze.
well
Oh.
in the clips. Don't worry. It'll be there in the receipts.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
he does. He looks like he shit his pants. And then he reluctantly, he's got this frown on his face and he's reluctantly clapping really slowly, but he gets his clap on. But they both, and JD's thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get so screamed at for even standing up when he said, and if I clap, holy cow, I'll probably get booted. So that's what he looked like.
Yes, the man was performing for the audience of one, but having
Yes.
seen the clip now, I thank you very much. And it was worth watching 4 wrong broadcasts
Wasn't
to
it?
find it. His face is so worth it. It is the face of a man who is trapped. Well,
Yes.
truly.
He is.
Whatever
And
he does, he's fucked.
that shows you guys what peer pressure can do, right? He's in this room.
Yeah.
Everybody stands and claps, including Republicans, because they do the whole speech essentially. And he could not be the only person sitting in the room, right? And that's why his little shitty ass got to his feet and slowly clapped because of peer pressure. Honestly. How was the eyeliner? It was running a little bit, Chris.
Yeah, he didn't look happy.
No, he didn't. His eyeliner was running just a bit.
So for everyone except for Karma, who will catch it later, and it is absolutely worth it, that's what 4 broadcasts and a promise to run for president in 2028 was in pursuit of. And I have to say, it was worth every second of the scrubbing through it, even though I never found it. But to actually see it in the flesh, begrudgingly, thank you.
It was worth it, wasn't it? I think I replayed it several times after I finally got it, because Lawrence O'Donnell just played that brief clip really on his show. And so I kept rewinding and watching JD Vance. I was just luxuriating in his facial expression. I loved it.
He
How
definitely
uncomfortable he was.
He definitely should not be playing poker anytime
And
soon.
what was phenomenal, everybody in that room, in that Congress, Republicans and Democrats alike, were clapping and giving standing ovations like over and over. There was one, let's see, where are we?
Did you see what Chris just put? Maybe it's clap for Ukraine, maybe it's Maybelline.
Chris is a mess. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so that was very funny, and that was probably the highlight, especially for me, although I'm not sure about my run for president. They may be some opposition to it, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So that clip is clearly worth spending a bit of time on and finding as well. But the speech itself is worth going through. And I say this as a person who 48 hours ago was publicly suggesting the king could mind his own effing business. But it was brilliant. And I've only seen, I mean, of course, there will be people who didn't like it, but all I've seen from both sides of the pond is people saying they really enjoyed and appreciated it. And I
immediately messaged you and said, Mama, can we keep your king?
She did. It's true.
And you hadn't seen it at that point, I don't think, or had you?
No, I hadn't.
And you were like, I don't care. Yeah,
I was
sure.
like, right, okay, I'm going to start watching now.
Yeah, right.
So I'm glad I had to sit through several episodes just to really, appreciate it. He spoke about the history of the special relationship between the US and the UK, how the two nations were born out of bitter division 250 years ago, what the celebrations are all about, the shared wars, shared values, 9/11. The only time that Article 5 of NATO has actually been invoked by the United States, and we all came running and got ourselves tied up in a decades-long war.
Right.
All the standard big speech stuff. But then he started putting in things that were not by any stretch standard. And I'm not sure many could get away with it. Oh, Chris, stay for Mount Mama, the volcano section after we've done our thing, because you will appreciate some of the people going into the volcano.
Yeah, we definitely
That's all I'm going to say.
People, deserved people going into.
So, Laura, tell us more about what he covered in the speech.
He talked about the Magna Carta, okay, and
going back away.
I had to look that up, honestly. I confess. I've heard it in school, way back in the day. Yeah. Laura's 64 years old these days. So all it did was ring a bell. So I had to look that one up. But anyway, he talked about the Magna Carta as the foundation of the principle that executive power is subject to checks and balances.
I liked that. Yes, absolutely.
Everybody, I mean, Republicans, Democrats, the whole chamber erupted in ovation, whistles, claps. It was like you thought you were in a bar at a music show if you had tuned in right then and seen all the whistling and clapping.
I thought Chuck Schumer was going to break out into a jig. He was
right. It was crazy. It was. I was like,
"Hey,
have I finally moved back into my own universe out of this upside down fucking universe that we've all apparently been transported into?"
I know. Just for a moment, it was like reality had returned.
It was it was like unity for the first time and peace among it was civility. Um, I was just I was so baffled by what was really happening in that Congress. Um, so yeah, in the chamber where half the members are actively trying to remove checks and balances
I
from
know.
our tyrannical wannabe king, and there they go, standing up, applauding, gave him a standing ovation. It was like mind-boggling, is what
I
it was.
couldn't believe it. What was Lawrence O'Donnell's take on them
Lawrence,
all standing up?
Lawrence O'Donnell. Oh, what did he say? He said, he said that apparently all it really takes to get the Republicans on their feet is a posh British accent. If you deliver the message in a posh British accent, they can receive that apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It does.
I think he may be right.
The accent does a lot of the heavy lifting.
It really does.
And I mean, he might be right about the accent, but I felt in that moment like the point landed. The point was made in the room on camera to a bipartisan standing ovation.
It was digested.
That's in the record. That will last forever now.
Yeah.
He talked also, I heard him talk about climate change, which was brave, but he was very careful, calling it the collapse of critical natural systems and the protection of nature in front of a Republican caucus whose president has called climate change a con job and a hoax. He got less applause for that one, though, I noticed. But he said it. He said it, and he kind of nodded to the Epstein survivors, not by name.
By the way, that was verified by his speechwriters that was a nod to the Epstein class.
That's good to
Lawrence
know.
O'Donnell verified that. MS Now did.
Yeah, I mean, he only urged people to, quote, support victims of some of the ills that so tragically exist in the US. It wasn't much. I don't know.
I don't
know. What did Lawrence O'Donnell say? The smallest and most indirect acknowledgement possible.
Yeah.
But however small that was, it's a lot more than someone else has done.
I mean, seriously.
Trump.
Yeah. So, anywho.
So that's enough of that one. Then we had the big dinner. Tell us about
the state dinner that evening. Trump stands up and announced to the room that Charles agreed with him on Iran, that Iran should never have a nuclear weapon, and I'm quoting here, Charles agrees with me even more than I do. What the fuck does that even mean, honestly?
Trump, nobody agrees with you, honey.
Right?
You are literally the only person who does agree with you.
Yeah, more than I agree with myself is what that statement says to me. But he's lost his mind. We all know it.
Oh, well, Chris rightly points to Pam Bondi's atrocious, disgusting, despicable behavior when she was given the opportunity to turn to the Epstein survivors and apologize or even acknowledge them. That clip will last forever. And
I'm so glad it will. Yeah.
Shameful.
You can't take shit back off there. Once it's there out there and it's been recorded, it's there forever. Everybody can see it. And when she has grandkids one day and they ask her, what did you do during that crazy time when we almost lost our democracy? Aunt Pammy or Grammy Pammy.
Yeah, Grammy Pammy. I like that.
and
Chris points out that I shouldn't call Donald Jessica honey because I will piss off the bees. And so I apologize sincerely to any bees who were offended.
Chris is full of his or herself.
Him honey. Oh, Lord above.
So
So
we're
he decided, though, going back to the after dinner speech, so
yes,
he decided in front of everyone that Charles agreed with him.
yes, he did.
Charles had said nothing about Iran in
No,
his
not that I
speech.
saw. No, not that anyone's aware of, unless he
Nothing,
whispered it in his ear when in secret and nobody saw it. Maybe in the men's room he said it or something. But
nothing at the dinner.
nope.
And I just don't get where anyway, he said it. Charles sat there and he did not respond.
Didn't acknowledge.
He just kept on smiling and said nothing. And that silence, that magnificent load-bearing silence, that is a man who has been trained since birth to smile at impossible people in impossible situations and leave the room without having committed to a single thing.
Yeah, and
I
yeah,
can't do that in a Tesco queue, for fuck's sake.
right. I mean,
Can't.
and we Americans absolutely can't do that shit.
I can't hold my tongue when someone says something wrong on the internet. I have to get involved. And this man did it on the world stage in the White House with Trump standing there claiming his endorsement to his face. That is a skill. And Charlie, I thank you for it.
Hats off, dude.
Absolutely. Tell us more about the trip, though, Laura, because Trump, you would think maybe would have a little break from Truth Social.
You know, you would think so. You'd be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And he never seems to be able to quite take the temperature of the room. Have you all noticed that? He just never gets it right. Children,
really
especially
doesn't.
juxtaposed to Trump's. Yeah, no. Is it Tamara or Tamara? Accent the first,
Tamara.
or is it Tamara? That's
I
what we
think so.
say in. Okay, Tamara. Yeah, right. We are afraid. We are afraid of it, Chris. Come here, dude. Come
Oh,
here.
who's got something to say?
Hmm?
Who's that with something to say on the subject?
Rick.
Rick.
Yeah, yeah. He has a lot to say when Trump's name comes up. All I hear is barking. So anyway,
We agree, Rick.
what happened was while Charles is standing in Congress talking about checks and balances, okay, and executive accountability and support for Ukraine while all this is happening.
Oh, yeah, because Trump's not there, is he?
No, he's not allowed to be there. He is
Oh,
not.
God. Oh,
And
God.
it's almost like he gave Charles a warning. I don't know if y'all saw that when they were out on the lawn before they went to Congress. You remember that? And he said,
Yeah.
I'll be watching. I'll be watching it. I wish I could be there, but I'll be watching it. And to me, that sounded like a threat. And Charles like,
Johnny, as he does, sat back, relaxed, and enjoyed the speech, didn't he, Laura? Or did he?
he did not enjoy it, I don't think. So anyway, what he did is he posted a photo of Charles and Trump together to the official White House channel with the caption, "Two Kings." Two Kings.
What an arsehole. And I've seen a lot of very hilarious responses to that particular post, but I like my own better. One king and one naked emperor.
Yes, I loved that. Yeah, the emperor with no clothes.
See, Chris, fuck the king. Amen. I asked if I posted, I asked
the Orange King, right, Charles? Chris.
I asked Laura if I could post fuck Trump all over my social medias, and you said but then you'd have to fuck Trump, and I thought,
Yeah.
I'll try and hold my tongue.
I apologize because I know that put an image in your head that probably will never go away.
Can never unsee that.
Yeah, I desecrated your brain at some level. Apologize. Sorry. I know. Can you even?
Anyway, so I'm sure there's nobody amongst us here in our selective group who needs any explanation about the context which makes this Two Kings
Two
post
kings.
so spectacular.
An idiot.
To date, there have been 3 rounds of no kings protests right across the United States and many of the other countries around the world. We've all joined in because we get it. You made a choice 250 years ago, king thing, not for you. And there he is posting 2 kings. And Trump and his allies have spent months furiously objecting to being referred to as, oh, he thinks he's trying to be a king, he's trying to be a king. Telling us we shouldn't be saying that. But
Right.
man's behaving like he thinks he's a king.
And now he said it out loud. He said the quiet part out loud, literally. The level of cell phone is kind of impressive, isn't it?
While the actual king was in the building, he did this.
Right, right. Oh my God. I'm embarrassed.
I think we all know the Trump's account, the White House account, and the DOJ account are all run by Donnie.
Yeah, and those who write shit for him as well. You can always tell when he's written something because it doesn't make a lot of sense and has a lot of capital letters and it's just basic grammar, right? And then when somebody writes on his Truth Social a post for him, you can absolutely tell the difference. So, but I digress.
Yeah, like you said, the level of self-own is genuinely impressive. It's almost artistic,
Isn't it?
Anyway, before we get to my formal verdict and another helping of humble pie, let's be honest about what this visit wasn't, because if we do nothing else, I think it's important for anyone with a platform, even when there's only half a dozen people watching, that we bring it back to what's important. Because we run on receipts. And I believe in being straight with you. And I want to note that the visit wasn't without its uncomfortable dimensions. The elephant in the room, it never fully escaped the shadow of Epstein. Obviously, Charles's brother, the royal, formerly known as Prince, completely stripped of his royal titles, his reputation in absolute tatters, and still subject to active police inquiries regarding his connections with Epstein. So that's kind of lurking in the background behind Charles. The survivors and their advocates, they did request a meeting with him, but the royal spokespeople said that wasn't going to be possible because doing so could jeopardize potential criminal proceedings. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe because against his brother, I can kind of see that. I really.
Yeah.
But I can also kind of see where he didn't want to get sort of feel trapped in a room of people blaming him, which maybe that's what he was feeling like would happen. I don't think that would have happened by any stretch, but who knows really what the reason was.
Yeah. And to be honest, they knew something and they've not exactly, I mean, yeah, okay, you're not going to throw your own brother and your own reputation as the royal family under the bus, but still, women have
I'd throw my brother under the bus in a hot second if he'd done that shit.
Yeah. We don't know how many have died because of the trauma that they endured, but we know at least one has, and I'll say her name, Virginia Giuffre. May you rest in peace, Queen. I don't know.
Yeah.
But well done to Representative Rokana for holding the round table with the survivors. At least they were being acknowledged, and I appreciate that at a time when the Epstein files themselves remain incompletely released. The DOJ is still catching heat over the delay, as they damn well should. but it was there. It was in the room. It was with them, even when nobody was naming it.
Yeah. It's worth saying Charles' comment about supporting victims of, quote, ills that tragically exist was so deliberately vague that, I mean, some people thought it was a nod to the survivors, but others felt it was nowhere near enough. And both things can be true. And we did get
Agreed.
clarification and, shit, the word just left my brain, that the royal speechwriter absolutely clarified with MS Now that is exactly what that was a nod to the survivors.
Yeah,
And it was
absolutely.
very
Agreed.
vague. I couldn't imagine what Lawrence was talking about when he went there on the show until he said it. Because I missed that.
Yeah,
Totally,
I did. I think you're right. Both things
I
are
never
true.
even heard that part. Never even
No.
heard it.
And
till
he's
they
not,
replayed it.
Charlie's not getting a full pass from me. A
Yeah.
partial one
Yeah,
this week.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can see where it's such a hot topic here. That you don't go to somebody else's country and stir the shit pot. Really, you shouldn't.
No, no. And I've got to be honest, my formal reckoning, the humble pie, I was wrong.
You were wrong.
I was wrong about how I thought this was gonna go. I really did think he would sit there looking dignified, saying nothing of any substance, not wanting to rock the boat, just a glorified prop to validate that imbecile in the White House. And I was wrong. 100%, absolutely, categorically wrong. He walked into Congress with J.D. Vance sitting directly behind him and called for unyielding resolve in support of Ukraine. And I am here for that 100%. He praised NATO in front of the president, who's been referring to it as shameful. He talked, like you said, about executive power being subject to checks and balances. Where the fuck are the checks and balances? Come on, Congress, and SCOTUS. I'm not even going to go there
Right.
with the
Don't even talk
voting.
about SCOTUS. We'll be here another hour, girl.
Yeah, we'll come back to SCOTUS and their appalling erosion of civil rights yesterday with that decision on another show.
You know what's going to piss me off? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
No, go for it.
if I have a thought and I don't say it, it's gone.
Mhm.
But what's going to piss me off is those Republicans, those congressional Republicans, House and senators, getting to their feet and clapping, standing ovation, whoops, for checks and balances, and then come back the next day and sit on their
Further dismantle them.
sit on their ass some more,
Yeah.
like they never heard it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't take that.
I think it was quite brave for him to do, because that one we all heard. That one was pretty blatant.
It was, yeah.
There was
And
a
the whole
nudge.
room erupted.
There was a nudge in the direction to climate change. Good. A slight nod to the Epstein survivors, as we've discussed.
Yeah.
I think he did pretty much say what he needed to say and was extraordinarily precise in the most plausibly deniable, diplomatically bulletproof way that he possibly could.
Right.
And then so we get to the dinner and Trump claims this Iran endorsement, and he
Dumbass.
continued to maintain his dignified silence. That man is a ninja in a ceremonial sash.
Right.
I haven't
Agreed.
always agreed with him. I adored Diana like most of my kind and my generation did.
Right.
So I've not always been Team
yeah.
Charlie, but the
Yeah.
last couple of days.
Never liked the man in his younger years. Never,
Yeah.
ever had
Yeah,
time for that man.
I mean, I don't think I was wrong to be worried, and I don't think I was wrong to be angry about the wider context
Right.
behind this visit, the Iran war, the constant digs at Keir Starmer, who I personally would happily go on record to say I believe that he's doing a really good job, because apart from this stupid nonsense,
Did you see what Karma wrote?
Louisiana governor has declared a state of emergency to cancel ongoing elections. Yep, cancelled the midterms.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the actual fuck?
Yep.
How can you
Superfluous
just
call.
cancel midterms?
Yeah, no, he's done it. Yeah, he or she. I don't know who the
So
Louisiana
what are
governor
they
is.
going to do for a representative in Congress? I mean, they can't have one without being voted. They're all the whole damn thing's going to turn over.
The primaries. Yeah, sorry, the primaries. What did I say? I meant the primaries.
But how are they going to come up with candidates?
I don't know. Maybe the governor will just choose people
because of the SCOTUS ruling. I understand that.
Yeah. So they're
Still.
going to redraw the maps, and then
So they've just postponed it. Their
guess
primary. Is that right?
Yeah.
Just the primaries to redraw the maps. Oh, for God's sake! If I hear one more word about maps,
Because if
that
they keep
Florida
the
map,
primaries as they are, they might let some of those terrible black and brown people through. But if they can redraw the maps, the congressional maps, like SCOTUS have now given them permission to do, then they don't have to worry about the nasty black and brown people getting involved.
I hate those people right now. You know, it's taken me 64 years to hate, and I do not like the feeling.
That's mad. It's mad. Look, Karma points out that early voting for the military has already started. It is BS, Karma. It's absolute fucking BS. It's just,
It's
I don't
crazy shit. Crazy shit. We're back in our upside down, backward world that we've been living in.
Yeah. Anyway, we're nearly at the end of our time, so I would just summarize by saying my fears were unfounded. I think they were. I was right to be a little bit skeptical about it all, but I was wrong in having such little faith in Charlie.
Yeah.
And, I'm happy to say so out loud on every platform that I own. So fair play, Your Majesty. I did not see that coming, and I am delighted to have been wrong.
Now, who's going to be your campaign manager?
I will get back to you on that one. What did you think? Did you think it was all going to go swimmingly?
I did not. No, I never expected that. And here's what it felt like to me, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like Granddad had to come home because the kids had been misbehaving so badly.
Yes.
And set them straight.
Exactly that.
And look, that's exactly it was like. Okay, kids, now y'all set this up yourselves, right? You're the ones that said blah blah blah, and it's like he had to come back and remind them of exactly.
Yes. He was setting a few of them on the naughty step for sure.
Yes, he was. A lot of them, I think, and they need sitting on the naughty step.
Your fave, Lawrence, what did he have to say? Did he think it was a success, failure, something in between?
Let's see. What did Lawrence say? Oh, yeah. When he opened his show, well, he started with the 8647 part on his show, which was too damn funny. He really worked that out. But when he starts talking about Charles, he says it made him feel for the first time in his life something close to gratitude toward a British monarch. And he also said, and what was it? And I'll have to find it, but something like just pure awe for their speechwriters.
Wow.
I think he used the word awe.
He really said that.
He said that, Lawrence, my man.
Wow. Right. Well, the receipts speak for themselves. So we will get back to you on that election campaign. I'm going to have some serious thinking to do. But
I bet Chris could make the signs.
Yes. Okay. I'll get back to you on the election campaign. Just, once I've got my passport sorted out and scrubbed my entire social media history and found a relative in my dim and distant past that could qualify me for being president. But until then, I would like to bring this meeting to a close. But before we close and before we say goodbye to you all, we have to banish the bad.
Can
to
I just,
Mount
can I
Mama.
ask one thing, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just see that piece of humble pie one more time, please? Just ask that. A slice of humble pie. Thank you very much. I feel better.
Please all get your screenshots in now. That's it.
Okay,
It's the
yeah,
last
everybody.
time.
Okay. Damn, I
Gone.
missed it. I hope somebody got a screenshot of that.
It's gone. Right. So Mount Mama, everyone's favorite part of the week. We need some music to this, Laura.
I know, I'm going to come up with something. I'll come up with something.
So here is our, let me move it back a little bit. Here is our incredibly realistic looking, totally fake volcano. This is not a real volcano. Please don't anybody be inspired to go and put people you don't like inside an actual volcano. That is
blame
bad.
it on Mama.
We do not condone violence.
Right.
But for today, we're happy to banish a few of the baddest.
Amy got it. Amy got the screenshot of you and the humble.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you little bitch.
Yeah, and she said she'll post it later.
And I mean that with love. So it's that time of day that we all look forward to, where we can be a little bit silly and we can put some of our
exercise
worst,
some of the demons out of us.
yeah, some of our worst offenders. We can tuck them quietly, safely away for the week inside Mount Mama, so that they can't get into any more trouble and
just,
more importantly, cause trouble for the rest of us.
And just FYI, guys, they can go in the volcano every single week if they deserve it. Just FYI, because somebody said last time, didn't you want to throw them in? And yeah,
they can be redeemed. We believe in redemption.
Yeah, but they can also come out and just to be thrown back in.
They absolutely can. Anyway, who are your picks for Mount Mama this week?
My picks were probably so obvious. Can y'all guess? I got 2 picks. Can you guys guess who they are? Anybody want to guess who my 2 were? Let's see.
Yeah.
We'll give them a minute to see.
I mean, I had to say, after you told me yours, I was struggling a little bit because I thought, damn it. But I did manage to find 2.
Not JD. No.
Not JD. Not JD.
It wasn't JD.
No, even better. Go on, put us out of our misery.
2 of the biggest asshats that we had this week in the news. The 2 biggest asshats in the news this week.
Oh, you can't have favorite ass hats. You know, I love them all equally.
Right. But they were so obviously ass hats this week. One is Todd Blanche. Amy nailed it. There's the future former AG. Blanche your vegetables. That's who that is.
Why, as if we needed telling, why is the future former AG going into Mount Mama?
It all has, I can sum it up in one word: Comey.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good riddance.
Oh, look at Jan.
Look at you, Jan. You nailed it. Right on. Nailed it. There he is. That was my second choice. He was actually probably my first. I hated that man during that oversight. What they called oversight. It was no oversight. Captain Keg's Breath.
Do you like the picture I found?
I love the shades over his eyes. Yes,
that's actually him. And so, why is Captain Keg's Breath going into Mount Mama?
Because he's an asshat. During that congressional oversight meeting, he did nothing but bow his back up and yell back. It was Pam Bondi all over again.
So rude. In you go, Captain Keg's breath.
And
Great.
wouldn't tell him a damn thing. He never answered any questions.
Operational security, out of respect.
Or he'd turn it back on, like when
But
Ro
Joe
Khanna.
Biden. But Joe Biden.
Yeah,
Joe
that.
Biden.
But Ro Khanna was saying, "Do you know how much this is costing the American people?" Well, how much do you think it's going to cost them if they have if Iran has a nuclear bomb? And he kept saying that shit over and over. I wanted to reach the TV and slap his ass.
Those senators and congressmen and women, they are not appearing in front of Pete Hegseth. He is appearing in front of them. He does not get to ask the questions.
Right. That's what, yeah, it was crazy. It was fucking insane. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Rick thinks I'm upset. He's over here trying to calm Mom down.
Let's move it along. Would you like to see who I did finally choose?
We're going to guess who Mama chose.
You'll never guess. You'll never guess.
We'll never guess. Wait a minute. Give me 1 second.
I had to go all the way back in time to the weekend and the crazy shenanigans that went on at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and the aftermath. And once I did that, it was really easy to find two more who absolutely deserve to be kept out of the way of any trouble.
Is Melania one of them?
The future widow Trump.
There she is.
There she is with a picture. I just wanted to find a lovely picture of her.
Look at that evil look.
Her real essence. I thought you could really feel her essence. Yes.
That is devil future widow.
For picking on our lovely Jimmy Kimmel again. In you go, biatch.
Biatch. Bye-bye, biatch.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Melania. She don't care.
And Amy says Levitt.
It was going to be. It almost was, but then I decided that there were candidates who annoyed me more than Levitt. No, not more than Levitt. Levitt is incorporated because my second choice for Mount Mama this week is all the MAGA sheeple that they wheeled out to say ballroom. Fuck off with your illegal ballroom. If you want a ballroom, get congressional approval. It's easy.
Right. I mean, really. Yeah. I applaud you. That's a good one. I applaud you for
Caroline Levitt, Lindsey Graham, all the MAGA sheeple. You are all going in there for not having an individual thought in any single one of your heads.
Is that entirely fair to be able to incorporate multiple people into one pick?
Yeah, because I make the rules.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Okay. But
so there we go.
A good one.
And don't forget, folks, not a real volcano, not real people. And even if they were, we're only putting them in there for safekeeping.
That's right. And to try to keep them in, that's the behavior chamber too, by the way. It's supposed to correct behaviors.
No irresponsible assholes whatsoever were harmed in the making of this part of Mama's meeting.
Which I hate, but that's okay. I have a red light right now.
So before we draw proceedings to a close, I want to thank every single one of you for being here, especially those of you who've been joining in so enthusiastically. Thank you, Chris, Amy, Jan, other Chris, all of you.
Karma,
thank you so
wherever
much.
She went.
Karma, yeah, thank you for all being here. Please do the things, do the likes, the subscribes, even free subscriptions. Tell people, I said before, if you really enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you hated it, tell your enemies.
Yeah, it's right.
Fine. And take all comers.
Shit. What was I going to say? Damn it. It totally just flew out of my brain. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll keep talking and it might come back.
And I'll interrupt you again, I'm sure.
Yeah. So do the likes, the shares, the whatever.
Oh, I remembered. You get to vote on who goes into the volcano for next Thursday. So
Absolutely.
remember, you guys can vote. Send Mama or me your vote. Who gets tossed into the to the Mount Mama next
Yeah, I
next
post
Thursday.
a reminder note when I post the link for the Mamas meeting live, and but you can let us know anytime during the week if somebody really boils your piss. Then you just tell us about it, and I will make a beautiful little effigy of them. Sorry, effigies for when people are dead, isn't it? And we don't wish any of them dead because you can get into trouble for that.
Yeah,
Or you can also get into trouble, apparently, for cancelling them off the menu. I don't know what that's all about, but apparently, yeah,
if
you
you
can get,
86 somebody off the menu,
yeah, you can
you
get
can
10
get.
years in prison.
I mean,
So,
that's an assassination threat right
yeah,
there.
so careful, everyone,
I
careful.
thought, you know what I thought about today? I thought about trying to get my motorcycle tag changed to 8647.
Oh, no, that's bordering on green light. Stop it. We need you. We can't have, we can't be bailing you out.
Damn.
No, we're
Y'all
going
are
to.
so mean to me. You won't let me do anything ugly.
No, we got to save the money because we might need it one day. And talking of which, if you do have some cash to splash, you can become a paid subscriber, and that gives you access to all our show notes, scripts, receipts, bibliography, everything, all the stuff.
And that would
And
look
I will
like
post
this, folks.
that for our paid subscribers after the meeting closes.
Here's the bibliography. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that'll be there.
And
Thank you, Laura. And so I'll leave you with this thought. I was wrong. I've been wrong before. I will be wrong again. And I will always tell you when I am
I'll be
wrong.
there for it when you are.
Yeah. Amy says red light. Yeah. That's how this works. So if we're going to come on here and hold other people accountable, then we have to be able to do the same with ourselves. And mea culpa, hands up. We will always hold ourselves accountable, and we will keep on showing up to hold other people accountable.
And keep giving me the red light.
Exactly. And if the closing moment that we take to kind of try and recenter ourselves with a poem or a prayer or some thoughts isn't your cup of tea, then absolutely, please feel free to go with love. We totally, nobody's forced into just sitting with us for a moment at the end. If it's your thing to have a little moment of calm, we invite you to do that. And so I came across a poem this week because in 2 days' time, on Saturday, the 2nd of May, it will be my 22nd AA birthday. And I got myself a little summit with the Serenity Prayer on. And the lovely people from the retailer that I bought them from sent me a little card, and it had one of my favorite poems. And I thought it rather works perfectly for this week, where, I don't know, it sort of restored my faith that anything is possible.
This made me cry when I read it because I remember it tickled something from my early recovery days.
Me too.
And I'll try not to cry when you read it, but yeah.
It is. It really hits me, and I love it. And if those of you who are staying for a couple more minutes want to just get yourself into that quiet space, connect with whatever higher power, spiritual being, guiding force, God, if you like, is working in your life. And we'll take a moment to recenter ourselves. So this poem is called Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a failure turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Often, the goal is nearer than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often, the struggler's given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late, when the night slipped down, how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you must not quit.
I love that. And I just wanted to say one thing at the end of that because it reminded me, if I can. I can remember the old timers in really early, I was in my first year in AA, and the old timers in the women's group. I can remember Susan B was her name, and she was in another state, so I didn't just smash her anonymity. She would say, "Don't give up before the miracle." She would say, "Don't give up at 11:59:59." And I always hear that when I want to give up. It could be 11:59:59. You don't know. So
yeah, I was told absolutely the same thing. What if it's tomorrow that everything turns around and you quit today?
yeah,
You've been in this fight for so long. Just one more 24 hours. Just one more.
I think I've gotten to the point where I have to treat this like getting sober, a day at a time, an hour at a time sometimes,
Yeah.
so that I don't smash my hand through the wall or, like I said, grab my arsenal and head for DC.
Red light.
I know. I got the red light. Yep. Yeah. My girls keep me red lighted. So
We have to. So anyway, it's 15 minutes till usual Glenn time. I don't know if he's on tonight, but it's normally 8:30 Eastern time and we're up to 8:15. So there's a little bit of time to go and do what, excuse me, I've got the burps from my Diet Cola, to fill up your adult beverages, to empty your bladders, do all the things. I have been Mama. And she has been Laura, not Luma, the other one, our one,
and
our
not
special
Ingram.
favorite Laura. And I look forward to seeing you in my next show on Sunday night. And Laura, hopefully, will be back here next week, same time, same
Would
place,
miss it.
for another Mama's meeting. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid the cafe is closed.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.